We're good to go. So, good morning, everyone. How's everyone feeling today? Today we'll be talking about the...
I feel good.
Great to hear. It's Thursday. One more day and the weekend is coming. Our today's lesson will be based on Native American activism. Our focus question will be on how did Native American cultures influence and contribute to the development of the New York State and the United States. So now that we read this objective, now let's read the objective. Students will be able to explore a document about contemporary Native American activism and analyze how the actions of these activists contribute to the world we live in today. Now that we're able to read the objective, so what does this objective tell us? Who can raise? You can raise your hand, and like type in the chat could be a little hard, because I have to read the lesson a little bit. But it's good to raise the hand, and we can share. Yes, Eli, go ahead. Yes, of course.
Can you read the question again?
Yes. The objective is students will be able to explore a document about contemporary Native American activism and analyze how the actions of these activists contribute to the world we live in today. So what does this passage tells us?
It tells us that we will be able to explore a document about
contributions.
About the Native American activism and
correct.
analyze.
Correct. How the actions of these activists contribute to the world we live in today? Okay. Eli, I think you're raising your hand.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing as LG, that we're going to learn about the Native Americans and how they contribute to the world that we live in today.
Great job. Great answer. Haley, I think your hand was raised. Did you raise your hand?
I was going to say the same exact thing.
All right, great. So before we move to the next slide, I found a little information. I made a little research based on the Native American activism. I would like to read with you guys. In the 1960s, activists began organizing demonstrations to secure the civil rights of Native Americans who had been marginalized, disadvantaged, and disproportionately impoverished since the U.S. government completed its policy of removal over a century earlier. Now we can move to slide number 2. All right, now that we're seeing slide number 2, we're seeing 2 pictures on the slide, right? On the left, we're seeing the Change the Mascot, and on the right, we see the lady handling a poster with Water is Life. What does the first picture tells us?
The first mascot tells us, the first thing tells us to change the mascot, while the other one, it says water is life. So
what does it mean? What does it?
Right one. The right one must be the right one must be about water, and the left one must be about change the mascot.
Okay, great. Who else can share the ideas? Noel?
I think that the one that says change the mascot, I think it's like the people, they don't like what the mascot looks like or maybe what the mascot represents. So they want it to be changed.
Yes. Great job. Great job. Anyone else? Yes, Haley.
I think it's for the one on the right, I think it's about probably like the water and something like that.
What does it tell you?
I think it's telling us that maybe something like happened to the water, and they're saying that water is life. Probably some people are taking away their water.
Okay, close. Yeah. Anyone else wants to share their thoughts? Yes, Jesslyn, go ahead.
I think that poster means that maybe the water's going away, and she's saying that that's what we most need in the life.
Very close. Very close. In my opinion, what I think on the picture number 1 tells us on the left is that the imagination of a Washington football team without the name Redskin. You see how the picture like is crossed? Do you see? Like, and also the picture on the right tells us, for Native Americans, water that does not only sustain life, but it is sacred. So we can move to slide number 3. All right, slide number 3 tells us that they will explore 2 examples of Native American activism and analyze how these actions contributed to the world we live in today. All right, so we move to slide number 4. And slide number 4. First, as we can see, we'll be starting with the definition of what the word activist tells us. What is this definition? Let's try and read what this word means to us. An activist is a person who works to bring about political or social changes